This cemetery has a rather sad and a rather interesting origin story, my little strangelings. You see, when it was established quite illegally. How does one illegally establish a cemetery? Well, the story goes that the first interred here was a little girl. She was only visiting Knoxville with her family when she suddenly took ill, and after a bout of high fever that they had no means to bring down, the little girl perished. Her mother was heartbroken, and her little body was interred here, for some unknown reason, even though it wasn't a legal burying ground. Soon after her interment, others began to inter their loved ones here, and it became known as a predominantly black cemetery. Now, as to how it got its officially established name. Several former and freed slaves of 17th President of the United States, Andrew Johnson. In fact, many notable black figures of Knoxville's history are interred at this site, from doctors to community leaders and teachers. With the first interment being illegal and presumably done in some sort of secret, it's unknown when precisely the Freedmen's Mission Historic Cemetery was built. But best estimates are that it was sometime between 1877 and 1900, with the oldest marked grave within its confines dating to 1904. Now mostly neglected and abandoned, it's being reclaimed by nature at its edges and seems to be rarely mowed. It is a sad state of affairs, and sadder still when you hear just how it's haunted. You see at night, some nearby residents and visitors claim to hear the weeping voice of a frightened young girl. Confused and scared, she cries for her mama, who heartbrokenly buried her child and disappeared into the annals of history so long ago. The first resident of this cemetery presumably lingering on and just wanting to go home. It's tragic, it's heartbreaking, and quite the opposite, but no less devastating than the White Lady of Woodlawn Cemetery from Cemetery File number 63 directly before this one. If you want a more in-depth look into Freedmen's Mission Cemetery's history and haunting, head to Amazon or Barnes & Noble now to pick up your copy of Paranormal by Region, East Tennessee edition. And as always, my little strangelings, happy hauntings.